What's up, guys? I'm back with another movie review. Today I'm talking about Little Shop of Horrors, the 1986 version. In case you're not familiar with the some of the backstory of the movie, there was an original ending shot that was very downbeat. It didn't test very well, so they ended up cutting it and going with a happy ending version. A long time later, when DVD came out, what the first disc that came out for Little Shop of Horrors actually had the original ending in the supplements, and it got pulled out of print very quickly. It ended up being a pretty valuable DVD for a long time. And it did have that full ending, but it was in a work print version, so it was very rough and, it wasn't spectacular to watch, but at least you got to see it. Decades later, the movie would be re-released in theaters, and it was shown with with that original ending, but it was like, color corrected and everything looked polished. It fit in perfectly with the rest of the movie. I recently saw it as part of a Fathom event, and it was spectacular. I was so happy to be able to see the original, like, full version of the movie, like, on the big screen. It was amazing. If you're not familiar with the movie, it centers around a guy named Seymour, who's played by Rick Moranis. He works on Skid Row in this kind of like rundown flower shop. It's always on the brink of going out of business because they're just not making any money. No customers are coming in. So he's been tending to this little like Venus flytrap like plant down in the basement that he found during a total eclipse of the sun. I'm not gonna sing it, but anyway, yeah. So he finds this weird plant, and it turns out to be the saving grace of the store. As soon as he puts it in the window, people flock in to see it. They buy a bunch of stuff, and business is booming. Unfortunately, soon after that, the plant kind of craps out and looks like it's on the verge of death. It doesn't want plant food. It doesn't want water. And whenever Seymour is working with some roses, he pricks his finger on a thorn, and the plant smells the blood, and it becomes clear that if Seymour wants this plant to keep growing, he's going to have to feed it blood, and eventually a few drops of blood just isn't going to be enough, and the movie kind of goes from there. It also has a romance subplot. This movie is hilarious. It's got a super dark tone to it. When I saw it at the theater, a bunch of people brought their kids. Some of them were mortified. I think they had forgotten about some of the stuff. It deals with domestic violence, sadism, masochism, murder. It's just a crazy movie. I really like it. I think the songs are really good. I love how natural and organic the songs are within the material, which isn't all that common with, when they make movie versions of musicals. The performances are great. Rick Moranis, Ellen Greene, John Candy. Christopher Guest has a really small part in it, but it's an amazing, amazing sequence that's just totally ridiculous and awesome. This is the only time Steve Martin and Bill Murray have been in a movie together, and their scene is with Steve Martin as a sadistic dentist and Bill Murray as his masochist patient. It's absolutely bananas, that scene is. The movie just has a really campy but also dark vibe to it. The puppeteering is beyond amazing. Before you see the movie at the Fathom event, the director Frank Oz does a quick introduction of the movie, and he talks about how those kind of practical effects could never be done now, even on a really big budget movie, and it would have to be digital. And so much of that, I mean, this puppet work is amazing. The plant is just so cool looking, and I mean, they had to have like 60 people running it at one point. It's crazy, the level of like craftsmanship, and it's a work of art. Audrey 2 is a work of art. It's just amazing. So it's got great practical effects. It's got great songs. The dialogue is memorable and funny throughout the entire movie. It's just a really great, fun movie. And having the chance to see the director's cut on the big screen was amazing. I highly recommend, if you ever get the chance to do it, to do it. If not, it's also available on Blu-ray with that director's cut version. That's my review of Little Shop of Horrors. It's one of my favorite musicals. I love how dark and just consistently hilarious it is. I love the performances. I love the practical effects on the puppets. It's just a really super fun movie. So even if you don't like musicals, this is one to definitely at least take a chance on, because it does have a nice little campy horror vibe to it. It's just a lot of fun. It's just a really, really super, super fun movie. So if you like this review, check out my website, markfusion.com. I did a full write-up about Little Shop of Horrors on there, as well as tons of other horror, cult, exploitation, all kinds of movies, new theatrical releases, video games, TV shows, anime, all kinds of stuff. You can also follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch at MarkFusion. You can also go to my Patreon if you want to get exclusive content there. But the best way to support me is just to hit that sub button. It's free and it helps me out immensely to grow my channel and keep bringing content at crazy volumes like I try to do. Thank you so much for watching these videos. I greatly appreciate it. And if you get the chance to see Little Shop of Horrors, the director's cut at the theater, please take the chance and do it. It is totally worth it. It was a really good time, and it was fun to see all the parents mortified when all the stuff happened that they forgot about. So thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully I'll see you soon.